Well, Ronald Reagan said it best. What are the scariest words in the English language? I'm from the government and I'm here to help. That goes double, apparently, Energy Department. That's the bureaucracy that approved giving low-cost loan guarantees to Solyndra, a solar panel maker that became one of the president's poster companies in his move to promote green energy. Trouble is, Solyndra was in trouble, big trouble, financial trouble, that led them to file for bankruptcy just a week ago. Now, the company under investigation by Congress, the FBI, even the Energy Department's own Inspector General. When will we learn the business of business is best conducted by businesses? Solyndra is a case study in this. If you're betting on cutting-edge technologies, don't do it with our taxpayer dollars. And that's my 2 cents. All right, with us now, Republican Congressman Joe Barton of Texas, who is on the House Energy and Commerce Committee. Congressman, welcome to the show. Great to have you here. The story is just popping all over the place. I want to show you a filing from March 16th of 2010. It's about Solyndra. And here's what it says that's so critical. It was filed by PricewaterhouseCoopers. It says, Solyndra, the company has suffered recurring losses from operations, negative cash flows since inception, and has a net stockholders deficit among other factors, raised substantial doubt about its ability to continue as a going concern. And yet, just months earlier, the president had this to say about the company.
The true engine of economic growth will always be companies like Solyndra. Companies like Solyndra are leading the way toward a brighter and more prosperous future.
Congressman, what do you make of this?
Well, the Energy Policy Act of 2005 put in place a guaranteed loan program to help alternative energy, of which solar power is one. Solyndra is a company that had a different type of solar technology that they thought would be more appropriate in the marketplace. And the Obama administration, when they came in, looked at some pending applications, of which this was one, and chose them to give them $500 million, a little over $500 million. And the problem is that the Solyndra concept didn't work as well in the marketplace because silicon prices went down, the economy flattened out, and basically Obama picked them as a poster child, and
right.
It's going to be the wrong kind of poster child because they just declared bankruptcy.
Absolutely right. And, you know, you're from Texas. You know a thing or two about energy. What do you make of the process that results in a company that can't even make money, can't make a profit, can't turn a profit, goes out of business, and gives them $500 million? How well is that working?
I think the Obama administration was looking for a green energy success story and just bet on the wrong horse.
Betting on the wrong horse. Does that tell you something about how much government should be involved in picking winners in industries that are emerging?
Well, I want to be full disclosure. I supported this part of the Energy Policy Act that set up the loan guarantee program, and alternative energy is going to be a dicey proposition. But having said that, there were clear signals that this particular company wasn't what it was cracked up to be, and had the president done a little bit more due diligence and his Secretary of Energy, we wouldn't have this black eye of a company that he visited declaring bankruptcy. You know, the Obama administration has allocated about $8 billion in this particular loan guarantee and has another $10 billion pending. We need to be prudent with the taxpayer dollars, even in alternative energy.
Congressman, with these loan guarantees, don't you need to throw this whole program window? If this doesn't prove that government can't pick winners, what does?
Well, I wouldn't throw the entire program, but I do take your basic point that we ought to cut it back. And this particular program, they needed about $750 billion. The government funded 2/3 of that, and that's wrong.
You know, I thought it was interesting. Solyndra, before it filed bankruptcy, just 2 months before it filed bankruptcy, it was in front of Congress telling the Energy Committee that their financial situation was good, okay, all right, we're continuing, and yet look what happened. I mean, are we in a situation where are we talking about, you know, problems that are going to be breaking the law here? I mean, is this going to be the kind of thing that puts a real black eye on the Obama administration?
Well, you can support alternative energy without going overboard and disregarding due diligence. A smaller loan, a smaller proportion of the total funding, but at some point the marketplace is the marketplace, and that's what Solyndra tells us, is that they flat couldn't compete, and the government put too much money into them,
right.
And now the market's forcing a bankruptcy because they don't have the cash flow to support the loan repayments.
Well, you know, to be fair, I should say there were a whole lot of venture capitalists that were very interested in Solyndra, and even a very prominent Obama fundraiser was also invested in this company. Do you find it problematic that the executives of Solyndra were at the White House maybe 20 times before they got the loan guarantees? George Kaiser, a fundraiser for Obama, also in and out the front door at the White House. What are we to make of that?
I think that's a fair venue for questioning before the subcommittee. This hearing, again, the one that I think is going to be scheduled next week, these loan guarantee programs should be on the up and up. They really should not be influenced by politics coming out of the White House.
All right, I want to show folks a timeline of what happened with this company, the solar panel maker with a very exciting technology. It was awarded the federal dollars in September '09. Just 6 months later, their auditors filed a warning about their finances. Then here comes Obama visiting them just a couple of months later, saying what a great company they are. Then in September, just last week really, they filed for bankruptcy, and the FBI raids their headquarters. I mean, if this is not the most ridiculous scenario, I'm just shocked. And I wonder how many other Solyndras there are out there that we just haven't discovered.
We need to look into that. Again, they've allocated about $8 billion and have another $10 billion that's pending. That's $18 billion, and even in Washington, D.C., that's real money and needs to be accounted for.
Well,
so you've asked a very fair question.
Amen, that's real money. Congressman, look forward to talking to you again. I know you're sitting in on that hearing tomorrow, so we will be watching that very closely. Congressman Barton, thanks for your time today.
It's always a pleasure.
All right, what do you think about this?